Hi, I'm Jamey with Stonemeyer Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in Scholars of the South Tigris. I played this game for the first time just the other day, two players, Scholars of the South Tigris with my friend Henry, and I really enjoyed it. I'm looking out over my other screen because I'm eager to talk about my favorite mechanism in the game, and that has to do with these income tracks right here and how they relate to the action selection mechanism. I'll talk about the income tracks first, and then I'll go back to the action selection. So these, and they aren't just income tracks, they're like advancement tracks, technology tracks, essentially. 6 different tracks. This is a game largely based around colors, primary colors and secondary colors. And the thing that I love about these tracks is that they have both income on them and instant benefits. Every other space is either income or instant. So you can see these colored bars right here, the ones with the full colors, those are income. And the ones in between are instant benefits. And not only just that, there's 3 things going on here because there's also victory points at the end of the game based on how high you are on the track at the end of the game. But I love that as you advance on the track, you all start out down here. So you start out with a basic income source built into the track. So it's an income in the game built into an interface in the game, which I love. But right away, your first progression is going to give you an instant benefit. And then your second progression will give you income to gain. I think it's just a really elegant way of having fairly robust tracks without empty spaces because they're alternating the income and the instant benefits. And it gives you room to have 6 different tracks, to have a bunch of different tracks that actually feel unique from each other. So that's the income track system. Now it's tied to one of the other systems in the game, the action selection system, which I had to think about a little bit after I played the game to see what I thought about it. And I've come to some conclusions about it. Basically, what you see here is your player mat, and on your turn, you are choosing a card from hand and placing it on one of these slots. And at the moment that you place it, there's some interactions with dice and workers. I won't go into that. You can look at a longer video of the game about that. You don't have to worry about the thing on the bottom of the card at the moment that you place the card. Rather, you're looking at the benefits below it. So if I placed a card here, I'm looking at this benefit. This is actually the benefit where you advance on a track. This is a different benefit. So what matters is when you place the card is not so much the card itself, but where you're placing it. However, when you are ready to refresh, when you're ready to take a refresh turn, that is when you look at these benefits down here, whether or not you even have a card there. You can see there's some blue benefits built into the mat here. These are the things that you need to do during a refresh turn, and you do them from left to right. I didn't find that left to right order mattered all that much. I'm sure it does in some cases, but it didn't really matter all that much. And the thing that I was kind of puzzling out after I played the game was, did it really even matter which cards I played? Because in general, I was trying to play all of my cards before refreshing. But I realized that was kind of a first play error. In this game, it probably is not a game where you are actually playing all of your cards before collecting income, because the game is kind of encouraging you to gain these benefits from the income track. They're powerful benefits. Here, I'll go back to that income track. These are powerful benefits, and you're only gaining them when you take a refresh turn. And so the game is balancing. Importantly, what you see here on this card is the income that you gain. So this is saying during a refresh turn, gain income from the green track. Here's the green track here. So you're only gaining income, unless it's printed on the mat here, you're only gaining income from the cards that you play. So at the moment you play the card, you're probably not thinking all that much about it. You're not thinking all that much about, okay, here's the future income that I'm going to receive. But it becomes something to think about, and it becomes a consideration when you're deciding when to take a refresh turn. It's a balance between how many actions you're actually going to take before a refresh turn and versus the amount of income that you want to gain. So do you want to take more refresh turns more often to gain that income more often, or whenever do you want to wait longer to have more income benefits, like a go wider, have to trigger all of your income benefits before you or when you take a refresh turn by playing a bunch of cards? It's a really interesting decision point there, right? And I almost have to repeat it to think about it again, because you're deciding, do I want to play the more cards to gain more different income benefits, or do I want to focus on specific spaces of the income track, things that I really need, things that I need for my strategy, and play those specific cards and take income more often so I can gain the income from those specific tracks? I think that's a really interesting decision point, and I love the combination here of these well-designed income tracks with endgame victory points, income, and instant benefits, combined with this action selection system where the actions you take during the round determine, or not the round, during you create your own round basically, because you decide when you want to take a refresh turn. But it combined that those tracks with the cards that you actually play before you take a refresh turn. Just a really interesting interaction there. Maybe one of my favorite interactions in a game from Shem and Sam at Garfield Games. Yeah, those are my thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you've played Scholars of the South Tigris, if you have a different favorite mechanism, because there are some other mechanisms that I have not mentioned here. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks.